Hello, this is Not a Spring Chicken. Yes, we are so excited because this week is one of our favorite trade shows of the entire year, and probably one of yours too, which is the CES, or the Consumer Electronics Show. And of course, in back of us is the Excalibur. So we've got a whole week full of a lot of different things. Oh yeah, we are doing Oldecam. Okay. Okay, so I got excited about CES, but you know, that's one of our main topics we'll be covering, but I guess news still does continue. Well, they're going to have lots of electronic news this week. We're going to bring Oldecam on with comments on the headlines of today.
So we want to unlock this window.
You could?
Yeah.
Oh, actually that background looks really kind of cool. And with the help of Obama, unions to show who runs this country.
Yeah, well, they said that they've asked Obama to help stand up for what Republicans are trying to do to them and cut back on their pensions. No. They got the states are broke, cities are broke.
Mortgage rates may have hit bottom.
Yeah, after they said that, the mortgage rates went down again because those homes that they were selling aren't actually selling.
Oh, they're not?
You can't borrow any money.
And Texan declared innocent after 30 years in prison.
Well, the problem comes is that the justice system is not infallible, and it never has been, never will be. Innocent people go to jail, guilty people go free.
That's why they go to court sometimes.
That's why they said justice is blind.
Mm-hmm. And House Republicans moved to repeal Obama's health care law.
And they think they may pick up 30 to 40 members of the House of Representatives and 7 members of the Senate, which is close to overriding a veto because basically they can't figure out how to manage that thing, and every day they put things back in it that the Democrats voted out in both houses.
Oh, which means, do you think they'll actually do it?
I think they're going to be close, but they won't. But they'll defund it all, which is screwy anyway.
Yeah, but don't we still have to pay the taxes?
Yeah, oh yeah, the taxes stay, but they won't, which means give Obama more. Obama and the Republicans said, the Tea Party said there was one thing the Democrats and Republicans do have in common: they can't stop spending.
Well, they're showing that, aren't they?
They're going to cut $100 billion out of the budget. Of course, they spent $1 trillion, but they're going to cut $100 billion out.
Hey, you know what? I can give them those type of return rates too.
That's right.
Yeah, and Pakistani governor's assassination deepens political crisis.
Well, yeah, because there's a guy who was trying to root out the extreme Muslims, and he bit the dust.
Ooh, and Joe Biden's chief of staff is leaving the White House.
Well, like all the rats are leaving that sinking ship at the moment. That's what they said this morning.
Oh, and tax cuts not to bring much, if any, stimulus.
Because it works this way, like I told you before. If you had $1 before the tax cuts were put into effect, you only have that same dollar after the tax cuts are there. They just extended them. They didn't give you more money. They extended them. So nobody has any more money than they had before.
Yeah, but what happens is if they didn't extend the stimulus, I know part of it.
We're ruining our cell phones. We're basically at the CES today, so folks, we're getting phone calls all the time.
I know, everybody's trying to reach us.
Yeah.
But, you know, part of the reason, anyway, we'll just go on to the next one.
Yeah, she lost track of mine because of the phone call.
Well, I know. Well, okay, about those tax cuts. Well, part of it is if all you're doing is extending the tax cuts, yeah, right, it's the same. But if they repealed the tax cuts, then actually you would probably slow down.
Well, yeah, then you take money out of the pockets. But see, if they weren't spending before because they didn't have any money, you didn't give them any more money to spend today.
Yeah. And AIG secures $4.3 billion in new credit lines.
I know that. Supposedly the company is basically on the verge of paying back all the $200 billion it borrowed. Now they're borrowing more money. They're busted, folks. You can't pay back $187 billion.
And 14 states may target birthright citizenship.
Well, they said the Constitution does not cover people coming into this country to have children.
What do you mean?
Well, no, they said it basically was a slavery thing, that all people of all the children of the slaves were American citizens, and the fact that people that came into the country at the time that was passed became citizens. It wasn't meant for the 2011.
Oh, you mean those people that come over here like when they're pregnant and to have the baby?
Yeah, over 8 months pregnant to have a kid so they can be an American citizen and they can't toss them out. Well, they're about ready to be found out. There's enough states, actually said there's more states than that. There's 29 states now, which is enough to change the Constitution.
And Obama exhorts Republicans to put politics aside.
Oh, these are mortal words. We run the election. Now stand aside and go to the back of the bus and let us do our job.
I know. I love it how he tells them to put politics aside when all they've been doing is being political.
Yeah, he's doing political again. The Republicans don't dare do this. Well, yes, they do dare because they were elected to do it. They give them $1 trillion in new spending, so now they're going to shut down his health care program.
And GM 2010 sales rise 6.3% on strong lineup.
Okay, the problem comes is they were selling the big cars, which Obama doesn't approve of. They only sold 2 million cars, folks. They used to sell 10 million. That's not a big deal.
And Tesla Motors stock plummets by 15.1%.
Because the electric car is dead. I mean, they want too much money for them, and there's no, you can't get, you can't drive them anywhere, you can't charge them anywhere, so therefore it's a dead vehicle.
And U.S. and Russia plan more anti-hijacking exercises.
Yeah, like they stopped one hijacking so far. You know, in the old days, they used to stop pirates. Today, we can't stop anything, and these guys got speedboats. Okay, we'll put it this way. A boat that is the size of 3 football fields cannot be boarded by a 20-foot boat unless they have help on board the ship.
And what's the Tea Party's foreign policy?
The Democrats don't seem to understand. They don't have a foreign policy. They don't care about gay rights. They care about fiscal responsibility. That's their policy. Stop the spending.
And U.S. hopes for nuclear talks with North Korea soon. Reuters.
I know. I mean, Obama has this hope. I can talk to them. He couldn't talk to the Iranians. He can't talk to anybody. They don't want to talk to him.
And Iran invites world save the U.S. to tour nuclear sites?
Yeah, well, yeah, the nuclear sites that they know of. That's it.
Well, they always throw them off guard like that because then they always think, oh, those are their only nuclear sites.
No, they got nuclear sites. Israelis, they got 3 or 4 other nuclear sites that the UN has never even seen.
What does it mean, save U.S.? Well, is that everybody except for the U.S.?
The United States is not welcome to come to their nuclear facility. And the people they invited are all people supporters of Iran anyway, so.
Oh, they're probably the people that sold them stuff to create it.
Yep.
And online health info popular, but often unchecked.
Oh, yeah, because now Obama wants to shut down because he doesn't like the internet, folks, because we're going to have to shut this down because they could be giving you information that's not healthy for you. That's
the same reason you shouldn't eat French fries, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and McCartney urges India to declare Vegetarian Day.
I know.
Is that Paul McCartney?
Paul McCartney. I hate to tell you this. They don't tend to eat a lot of meat in India. They eat fish and chicken, but they don't eat beef, folks.
Well, then maybe he'll get a Vegetarian Day.
I think that Paul McCartney, I think he's up there in age like me, and I think he's forgotten that they don't eat beef.
Turmoil in Pakistan as party quits cabinet.
Yeah, well, because the country is falling apart because of the United States.
And ski lift accident in Maine sends 8 to the hospital.
Yeah, I mean, basically, they're trying to say, well, it was being shut down when it happened. Well, no, it wasn't.
And Venezuela's Chavez dares U.S. to cut diplomatic ties.
They already did.
Oh, they did?
Well, they tossed out ambassadors already.
Feds probe Christine O'Donnell's campaign spending.
Well, naturally, isn't that something? They didn't like O'Donnell, so now they're trying to see that she was using campaign finance for her private things. Well, I hate to tell people that money is actually the property of the person, as long as they're not using it for going out and buying Victoria's Secret lingerie. They can do just about anything they want to with it.
Yeah, so maybe they should check out Obama.
I know, but they won't.
I know. Well, and it's not just Obama. It's just one of these things that happens when they're running for office, right?
Yep.
And Medicare, rig owner refuses to honor oil spill subpoenas.
Well, yeah, because BP isn't responsible. It was the rig's owner that was responsible. BP leased that from them, and they were running it.
And Medicare taxes won't cover what you'll cost.
I know, but Obama didn't figure that in.
What?
Well, he didn't figure that it couldn't possibly pay for anything. They can't raise enough money to pay for 32 million more people.
And Facebook overtakes Google as the most visited in 2010.
That's a total and absolute impossibility. Google gets millions. I mean, first of all, you add to it, Google gets billions of things a week. So 250 million a day, that's not even going to come close to Google.
And a Monty Bubbleism from the Mark Twain of the Animal Kingdom.
Well, except the politicians often the simplest things are the simplest to do.